Hey guys, it's Alex here from Homey. And in today's video, I've brought my garden here into the studio to show off the brand Gardena. And Gardena has a range of smart devices, and of course you can connect them up to Homey. Now let's kick off the range by taking a look at Gardena's Smart Sensor. And I've already got this paired up to Homey via the Gardena Smart Gateway. Now let's jump into the sensor device tile to have a look at what this device tracks. So you'll see here it's tracking the ambient temperature as well as the soil temperature, the humidity of the soil, and the luminescence of the lighting condition that it's in. And obviously you'll see an indication for the wireless signal quality and also the battery percentage. These devices, the Smart Sensor and Smart Water Controller, both work off of AAA batteries. In the case of the Smart Water Controller, it's 3 of them. In the case of the Smart Sensor, it's just 2 of them. And you can track those battery percentages with Homey. Now let me give you a quick tip. If we head to Energy and hit this battery icon in the top right, you'll see a list of all of your smart devices you have connected to Homey and their battery percentage, along with the type of batteries that you'll require when you're replacing them. This is super handy information for your range of smart devices, especially if you have a smart home with a bunch of devices and a smart garden. Then these batteries start adding up, and it's handy to know what to use, in what conditions, and what their status is. Now let's get back on track. So I mentioned the Gardena Smart Sensor. Now obviously by itself it has some useful information you can use, but it gets interesting when you can combine it with Gardena's Smart Water Controller. So you can set this up in between your outside water, so your tap or so, and have it connected up to perhaps your drip system for your irrigation, or one of those sprinklers that, goes like this, that you used to play around with as a kid and jump over, or any other sprinkler system that you might have if you can connect a hose to it. And this you can actually use in combination with the sensor. So take a look at the flow I have set up here. Now the flow will trigger when the sensor indicates a soil humidity less than 35%, when nobody's home, and the time is not between 10 o'clock and 7 o'clock in the afternoon. And that's in place to help save water. So if you're watering your garden during, let's say the brightest times of the day, a lot of the water that you're adding into your garden is just evaporating. So it's best to do this in the early mornings or late afternoons when the sun is not, let's say, that hot anymore. Now you'll see that the flow turns on my Gardena Smart Water Controller and then turns it off after 90 minutes. Now this is useful for a drip irrigation system where you're not having that much water go through. But you could, for instance, use a 15-minute interval if you have a large sprinkler system hooked up to this. Now depending on your garden, the type of plants you have, you might want to change this flow to suit your needs. So you can limit the time that it starts and is actually, allowing water to pass through. Or you can limit the humidity level where this flow is triggered. And, you can play around with this to make it suit your garden. Some people have a lot of plants that require less water, some more. So obviously it's flexible and you can create your own flows using this as a quick basis. So now that you have an idea of what kind of flows you can start creating with your Gardena smart devices, you can create your own smart garden. Now, I haven't shown you yet what the Smart Water Controller can do within the Homey app. So let's have a quick look at it. So I'm going to dive into the device, head to the left here, and you can just turn it on right from here. So I'll tap it on, and my smart irrigation system will also turn on. Okay, if I turn it off again, it will stop. And that's really how easy it is to start your own smart garden. Now, last but not least, I also have Gardena's Smart Plug here with me, and this is specifically designed for outside use. And you'll see I've got it connected up to my outside light here in my garden. Now, I haven't connected this up to Homey because I wanted to show you how simple this process is. So let's jump straight into it and hit the plus in the top right in the Homey app. Now let's search for Gardena. You'll see the Gardena app pop up, and you can select from their devices. So in this case, I've got the power plug. Now I'll hit connect. Now you'll see that I didn't have to share my login credentials, and that's because I already connected these 2 devices. And Homey's smart enough to know, hey, you're probably using the same Gardena account as those 2 devices, so it automatically logs in, finds the device, and it's ready to pair just by hitting next. And immediately the power plug is added to my devices screen. Now here, I can tap on it and the plug will turn on. Tap on it again and you can turn it off. Now, the power plug does come with a button on it. Let me show you that real quick. Which you can also press to manually turn on the lights. Now that's not as much fun as setting up your own flows for it. Now if you have the same issue I always have when I book a vacation, and I finally get on the plane, and I'm about halfway to my destination, it seems that the sun comes out right here in Holland, starts becoming 25, 28 degrees, and for the 2 weeks that I'm gone, it's beautiful weather in the place that I've just left. And a set like this from Gardena is often a little bit more affordable than having your own gardener come by to make sure your plants are watered.